Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Meghann, the skeptical one,
I'm Erin, the believer.
and we're on spring break, baby.
Oh my gosh, I've never needed a spring break so bad.
It is finally here. We can do a big sigh of relief. Yes, that's so nice.
And not that I'm counting, but I did count right before you got here. We have 32 more school days left.
I mean, hello, this is why you're teachers. I mean, that and the passion of helping children and saving lives and all that fun stuff. But
yes,
the breaks don't hurt.
That's right. I do have a funny student story that I wanted to tell you.
It.
So I've got this one kid who cracks me up. He's in second grade now, but I've, of course, had him since he was in kindergarten.
Uh-huh.
And he's one of the smartest people, not just kids, just he is so smart.
Oh, man.
Like, it's almost intimidating. I'm like, oh, yeah, don't ask me any big questions. You know a lot. Well, he kind of speaks with this great, dry, monotone voice.
Mm-hmm.
And we were weaving with second grade, and we're doing these looms, and the kids kept messing them up. You know, all the time I'm fixing looms. Like, oh, yeah, no, you cut that in the wrong spot. I got to fix this one. So I'm going around fixing it. And he goes, if there's one thing I know about Miss Sexton, she knows how to improvise. I am not kidding. I laughed for 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
And then I laughed the rest of the day. I'm like, that's my favorite thing a student has ever said to me.
Ever. I feel like that's the highest compliment.
I know. And if it had been delivered any other way, I would have been like, oh, that's cute. And then moved on. But the way he said it, I actually did that impression for another teacher, and they're like, I know exactly who you're talking about. I was like,
hilarious.
Yes. He's so cute.
Aww.
And he meant it like so wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I love
she
that.
She knows how to improvise. So sweet.
Sounds very smart. A kid who can say improvise.
Yeah, in second grade.
Wow.
It's like you really nailed that.
Yeah. And
sentence structure.
used it appropriately. Yeah, that's amazing.
That's great.
Well, good for you.
Thank you.
Great.
Yeah, I do know how to improvise. I'm very good about it. I've got references.
I often, when I think about you, I'm like, damn, she is good at improvising.
Good. You're not alone.
That's right. That's right. Well, that's a cute story. So I've got a little story in the bank for you. It could borderline paranormal. I'm not sure. Okay. Trying to, I've been kind of mulling over it all day because it just happened this morning, really early this morning. So, I am everybody's alarm clock in my house. Got to get up 3 different times, one for my husband real early, and then one for my stepson who goes to middle school, and then for myself. And typically, almost every single day, I have somehow magically trained my 2 youngest to stay sleeping while I get up and get ready.
Yeah, that's nice.
I know, it's great because as long as I'm real quiet, then I get the whole house to myself. I can just do my thing. Well, this morning I was exhausted and I just kept, I was like, oh, 5 more minutes, just 5 more minutes, But then I thought I pushed 10 more minutes on my alarm clock.
Oh, no.
And then 2 minutes later, it went off. And I was like, that is weird. I know I hit 10. But 2 minutes later, another alarm clock went off. So I was like, oh, and of course, make me so mad, alarm clocks. And then Arlo, I've actually trained him too. He doesn't wake up until I get up. But for some reason, about maybe 2 more minutes later, he jumps up in bed and starts trying to wake me up. I'm like, oh my God, just let me sleep. So, normal people would just get up at that point, but I throw him off the bed. And I'm like, I am going to get this extra 2 minutes. What's that going to do for me?
Right.
Absolutely nothing. But in my mind, I am owed it,
Right.
I lay there thinking, literally thinking those thoughts, forget everybody else. I am going to get this little extra bit of sleep. And as soon as I thought that, my lights went on.
Your lights in the room?
My bedroom lights, how they'll come on randomly? Ooh. They have not done it in months, not in months. But it was 3 things back to back. It was my alarm clock going off when it wasn't supposed to. The dog, who normally sleeps until my feet hit the floor, gets up and tries to wake me up. And then right as I'm just let me go back to sleep, I close my eyes and the lights come on.
Oh my gosh.
So I rolled back over and I was like, I will tell you what, universe. No, I did not. I got out of bed at that point.
Yeah, man, that makes me almost think that something was
telling me to go.
You better get up. Something's going to happen.
I know. Well, and then, you hear those stories of if I had been 2 minutes earlier, if I had been 5 minutes earlier, then I would have gone into this horrible car wreck or this.
Right.
So I will tell you, as skeptical as I am, I was on high alert, like looking for that, like that little miss, the sliding glass door effect. Like, what is it about this morning that could go awry if I had just slept in that full 10 minutes?
Yeah. Ooh, that's weird. Have I told the story about Phil on this podcast when he was driving us?
Our youth minister?
Yeah.
Feel as though I remember you bringing up our youth minister.
And you don't feel like I have?
I don't think you have.
So our youth minister, was a college student who lived out of town, who would come in on Saturday nights, and he would always spend the night at our house because we had the fun house. And one night we all wanted to rent a movie. So Phil and a couple of my friends who were over were like, yeah, let's get in the car. We'll go rent a movie. Mm-hmm. And this is going to come as a big shock to a lot of our listeners, but I was a really big dork in high school.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I was a really bad driver. I was like, I don't know that they would know that, but I know that.
Hey,
just kidding. Hey. I'm kidding.
I was probably about 14 at the time. So
I
wasn't even driving yet. Phil was driving. We're driving down the road on our way to Blockbuster, and we're singing. I don't even remember the band now. It was like some like Christian rap.
Oh, and you call yourself dorky. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh. We had it blaring, and we were like all of us, everybody in the car, just jamming out to this like Christian rap. We knew all the words.
A bunch of white people in a car rapping Christian rap. I don't think there's anything cooler, really.
Right. I'm glad you can picture it. So as we're driving, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Phil just turns right into this neighborhood.
Okay.
Into a different neighborhood, nowhere near where we're going. We don't know anyone who lives in this neighborhood.
Okay.
And we were like, what are you doing? Do you know this story? You look
No,
confused.
I've never heard this story before.
Yeah. We're like, what are you doing? And he said, I don't know. I felt like I needed to go in this neighborhood.
Oh.
And we were like, oh, all right, whatever, weirdo.
I mean,
he was weird.
Phil was a little there, yeah.
We loved him like a really weird brother.
Yeah.
He was so weird.
Yeah.
Still is, probably. I don't know. I haven't talked to him in years.
But chances are.
Whatever. But anyway, so we go through this neighborhood, like do the little loop, come out, like, well, that was a weird detour. Who cares? We keep driving. The whole thing probably took, 43 seconds. Not long.
Okay.
So as we go up over this hill, right as soon as we go over this big hill where we can now see a lot further, about 43 seconds ahead of where we are at that moment, we see a huge collision. Like we see it happen. Everyone was fine in that accident.
Wow.
But it is right where we would have been. I mean, the whole thing took seconds.
Whoa.
We would have been there.
Wow.
And so we were all a little bit shooken up. And Phil was like, I really just kind of think God looked down and saw a bunch of nerdy kids rapping to God rap. I was like, just go in here real quick.
Come on, just a little detour.
Yeah, this accident will hurt you guys. Those guys, I'm going to make sure they're fine. But like, timing would be bad for you. Just go in this neighborhood real quick. It was weird.
Wild. See, but you got to actually see if we hadn't, then this is what would have happened. I was like eyes peeled the whole time. I'm like, what is going to happen? But I guess, that however many minutes could have happened without me seeing it. Right. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, it is wild.
Or there's a second theory.
Electrical.
Total 100% coincidence.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a much less fun theory.
It is way more, more fun to think about somebody out there, something, the universe, God, a higher being, something thinking like, okay, you're worth it enough to save. So I'm going to just alter this a little bit to make sure that you're okay.
Right.
But
of course, we hope that doesn't mean somebody else was less worth it to save.
That's why I'm a skeptic. That's why I'm like, that by that theory, then that means that accidents that happen are deserved. And I definitely don't believe that.
No, I don't feel like that. I just feel like maybe timing, like everybody in that accident that we saw, like we stayed and checked it out. Yeah. They were all fine.
Okay.
But like maybe, his car was a lot smaller and a lot more rickety. We probably would not have been fine in that same big collision. I think it was like two big trucks, not like semis, but big old,
They could withstand it.
Yeah. And we couldn't.
But there are accidents where people don't survive.
True. This is true.
So that's where my skepticism comes in.
Yeah. No, I don't feel like you deserve.
Now, some people could argue on the believer side that maybe those people didn't quite listen to those signs like they should have. Like maybe there were signs given, but they didn't quite tune into them.
Listen to you.
I know, I've come so far.
I know, I'm so proud of you.
I think that's total bullshit, but some people could argue that. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, I've also been super exhausted and took a nap right before you came over.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
It was really nice.
That is nice. Not me. I went to professional development and then fed my family, then got them to bed. Now I'm here drinking wine.
I feel great right now.
Ah, that's great. Good for you. Keep bragging. Keep bragging.
I will. All right. Well, we've got some good stories.
Yep. Let's go. Now I'm going to read mine cold. So you're going to sandwich me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That sounded dirty. Okay. So we'll put that in the bloopers. So you're going to go first.
Yes.
Then me. Then you again.
That's right.
Boy,
That's
you love yourself. Okay. Let's go.
Hey, that's rude. You sandwich all the time.
I'm just kidding. I kid.
Okay. So I need you to put yourself back into when we went to Patrick's and apparently we sang karaoke.
Oh, Lord.
And I forgot about it.
Oh, the night we sang, Hold On for One More Day.
Yep, that one.
Yep.
And then I tried to advertise our podcast.
Did it work?
Apparently, I was successful.
Your mouth. I thought I cut you off.
You can't stop me.
You can't. You know what? You I did stop you while you were up there. I remember grabbing the mic out of your hand. I was like, absolutely not. That will not happen. But you must have snuck away from me so that I couldn't hear you and started advertising our podcast to drunk people.
Yeah, I think that's what I did. I am shameless when I'm drunk. It's not a good quality.
Oh, it makes me laugh every time.
Well, here we go.
Okay. I mean, again, you're not a nerd that would sing rap and
no.
Okay.
No. Okay, so this is a message sent over on our beautiful website, myskepticalsister.com.
Lovely. Do they talk about our karaoke?
We're gonna get into it.
No, I'm already embarrassed. My cheeks are getting red. Like when you karaoke to a group of strangers, you think, I'll never see those strangers again.
Right. 100%.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even remember karaoke. So just think about that. Well, I as soon as I opened this and started reading, I was like, do not open this email. I've got it. I am reading it.
Okay.
Says, hi, Aaron and Megan. My name is also Megan, and I met you lovely ladies at Patrick's on karaoke night a few weekends ago.
Okay.
You serenaded the bar with Hold On by Wilson Phillips.
Oh my gosh. She remembers the song that we did. I am so embarrassed right now. It's one thing to talk about karaoke. You don't think anybody's going to remember what song we sang.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh God, we got so into it too. I remember how into it.
I don't.
I got way more into it than I should have. Okay.
I mean, it's hard not to with that song. It's such a good one.
It's such a good one, but I'm going to breathe through this email. Okay, go ahead.
You all were so sweet and came up and told us about your podcast after completing my rendition of What's Up by Four Non-Blondes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now I do remember.
Right.
And I was there for this whole conversation. Yes, you started it.
Oh, I don't remember that. I do remember the rendition of Four Non-Blondes.
She was amazing.
Yeah, she was really good.
God, I hope we went before her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hope we didn't have to follow her because she was amazing.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know if that's her number one go-to karaoke song, but it should always be on the list for her.
Yeah, very good. And she should karaoke. We should not.
No, exactly. Yes. There's that. That is that.
Okay.
I'm still verklempt. I'm like, I don't know. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed that this is a person who actually listened to us sing. But then also, I remember this drunken conversation.
Oh my gosh.
And now that I'm thinking back to it, it gets more and more embarrassing. Go ahead.
And my friend rapping Eminem, the real Slim Shady.
Yes. They were amazing. They did a great job too. I mean, they were like traveling karaokeers. They should just do that all the time. Karaokeers. I'm a karaokeer.
I'm from Wisconsin. I eat cheese and I do karaoke. Open mic.
Sounds like a fun combination.
It really does. I mean, I could do half of it really well.
I'm not going to tell you which app. Oh, you take a guess.
Okay. I like to listen to podcasts while at work and happen to be looking for a new one. You all delivered. I love banter and anything and everything spooky, so your show is perfect.
Oh.
I wanted to reach out and say hi and thank you for being so sweet. I also have a short story for you all.
Nice.
It's not a personal story, but one my 93-year-old grandma still stands by to this day.
Wow.
I know.
93.
In the 1950s, she was living with my grandpa in a neighborhood off Westport Road in Louisville. It was around lunchtime, and she was getting ready to make something to eat when her neighbor/best friend called her. The woman and her husband told my grandma she needed to go look out the window and see what was in her backyard.
Oh.
She was very adamant that she drop what she was doing and go look right now. My grandma and grandpa went to look out the back window and saw what appeared to be a large, solid, silver flying saucer hovering over their backyard. So around lunchtime.
The hairs on my legs just grew.
Oh my gosh, for real.
Wow. I mean, I felt goosebumps. Like that's...
I know.
I'm so into the story. I can picture this little
like
lady.
1950s.
Cute little house. Go outside and there it is.
Right.
And the neighbor called you. Like it's not like...
Yeah, it's big enough.
Honey, do you
can
see that? Like somebody else saw it and said, go outside. And that's crazy. That's wild.
I know. Just listen. It was so large that it took up the space of multiple backyards.
Whoa.
My grandma said it almost didn't seem real because everything was eerily still and quiet. Not even the leaves on the trees were moving.
Oh, how weird.
Oh my gosh, that line freaks me out.
Yes, that is so freaky.
I know. This unidentified flying object made no sound and hovered for what felt like a few minutes. She said they stared in disbelief, and then suddenly it lifted off into the sky so fast that it was gone within a matter of seconds without making any noise.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I mean, and it's so, that's like what Mom says.
It's exactly
so quiet.
Like that, oh my gosh, what was behind it was Mom has got to listen to this.
I know.
Wow, that is wild.
I know.
Because that's exactly what Mom said.
Right.
Like it was there and then it was
so quiet.
So quiet and then it was gone.
Oh my gosh. I just can't picture this in the middle of the day.
I know.
You're making lunch.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Wild.
To this day, my grandma stands by her story and only talks about it when asked. She's never been the type to believe in the supernatural and doesn't seem to make up stories. Whenever I ask her if it was a UFO, she only states what she saw and says she can't give an explanation. I never got the pleasure of meeting my grandpa, so I only have my grandma's side of the story. I still don't know what to believe, but it's an interesting story to tell. Thank you for advertising your podcast.
Oh, there's the embarrassment.
Yep.
And then it crept back in.
There it is.
Oh, gosh.
And maybe I'll see you two out again sometime.
Oh, Lord, let's pray for your sake not. We can go out with you.
Yeah.
Oh, but I don't want to be the karaokeing and then you see us.
Yeah, if we go out with you, you have to promise to stop us from karaoke.
Oh, yes, for sure. And
especially if you're going to karaoke.
Right. You can do that by singing your song. And they're like, oh, we remember now.
I can't promise I'm going to have that logic brain go, oh, I'll be like, oh, you want to see good karaoke in?
You listen to...
Give me my cheese.
Devil Went Down to Georgia, because I got that recorded, by the way.
You recorded that? That was sure so rude.
But I did not share it anywhere until you watched it.
Oh, dear.
I don't great, though. It wasn't that night.
Was it a good one?
Oh, it was great.
It was one of the better times.
So Erin sings The Devil Went Down to Georgia. Sometimes she nails it.
Yeah, sometimes it's real bad. Yeah. No one knows what.
Doesn't matter though. It's always entertaining.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, the one that I recorded is really good. But my favorite part that you do it gets me giggling. So you could probably hear me in the recording is when you start to play that imaginary fiddle,
the air fiddle,
as though you really are getting so into it. But then you're like, what's that called?
The bow?
Your bow grows so long. The more you fiddle, like by the end of it, you are basically sewing, and you're so into. But the fiddle is like way out here and way out there, and it is amazing.
I
know. Face is so serious. It's so good.
I know that part better than the words.
Yeah,
for sure.
You. It is like it's not just I'm going to get up here and karaoke. You're about to see something. Like you're. You are so entertaining, and it is the best.
I think what you're saying is this might have to be a Patreon perk.
Oh, I think we definitely are on to something there.
I have to watch it first before I promise.
Okay. Oh, it's great. It's glorious. Okay. I mean, it was so good that while it was happening, like, I have got to record this. This is something.
Oh, no. Oh, dear. I'm scared.
I love it.
Okay. Sincerely, Meghann. Not a full believer, but not a skeptic either. Somewhere in the middle. Preferred pronouns, she, her.
All right, Meghann. I'll take that. And nice name, by the way. Yeah, that is a great story. And I tell you what, I love it. I don't have to debunk a UFO. I totally believe in it.
Fully believe in UFOs.
But boy, it opens up so many questions. Like, what are they? Okay. But then also this. Sorry. So many, I can't even think of which one I would have asked first. Okay. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me get it together. What if it's not a UFO? Like we've talked about time loops, time whatever. Like what if all of a sudden there's something from the future that looks like that, and it's like a moment of like time lapse, like and that's there, and then it's gone. But we all just assume, oh, that must be a UFO.
Ooh, that's a cool thought.
That's why I had to hurry up and get that one out because I thought that was a good one. But yeah, like what did it want? Why was it hovered there? Why was everything so still?
Yeah, why were the trees still?
Like, did it have some sort of power that made it happen, or was everything just like radioactive shock?
Or like even the leaves were like, shit, are you seeing this?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Bill, because all leaves are named Bill.
Right.
Bill, hey, Bill, wake up. You see this, right? Like, that's crazy.
So just more like, Bill, side of the top.
Yeah.
Bill, wake up. You gotta see this shit.
You're not gonna believe it. Oh man, that's wild.
I know.
Yeah, you're right. Like lunchtime, middle of the day, long enough for it to be there for you to pick up the phone,
right?
Call your neighbor, then pick up and say, "Go look outside." Could you imagine?
Oh, if you ever see a UFO in my backyard and you don't call me immediately.
Oh no, you'd be the first one I call.
If it's in my backyard, it better be.
Yeah, that'd be really weird because your backyard's on the opposite side.
You're calling everybody. You're like, you should see what I'm looking at.
It's hovering over Erin's house. I hope she's okay. Oh man, that is a wild story. Yeah, and one that I don't have to debunk.
Yeah,
man, that's good.
Yeah, you're welcome for reading that one first.
Thanks. Okay, cold read here.
Okay, I love them,
but I got faith because it is
in ya baby. I got faith. Sorry.
Oh, I don't think that's the tune. In ya baby.
Oh no, that is a song that I listen to. It's on my
your Christian rap album.
It's on my acceptable music to play at school.
Oh, okay.
It's from Sing. I listen to that song a lot.
That's why I don't know it. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Well, I'm gonna cut all that, but go ahead.
No, I kind of liked it. It was funny. Okay. All right. So this is from Vanessa.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I have faith.
I love Vanessa.
Right. Trusty Vanessa. She always has the good ones. Not that others don't. Again, everybody has good ones. Vanessa, though, she's got them. And I love her opening. Hi, y'all. It's me again. And this time with a really new story coming from my partner.
Ooh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Don't tell Ron Perlman. We won't. Yeah. Boy, poor Ron. You're a heartbreaker, Vanessa. He's going to be upset when he finds out you have a partner. It's a shorter one, but oh my Lord. It freaked me out. So that's all I had to read. I was like, okay, well, if it freaked Vanessa out, it's going to freak us out. And she's a great writer, so I don't even need to read anymore.
Okay, sounds good.
Here we go.
We're done. You don't have to read anymore.
Okay. Just imagine.
It's so scary, you guys.
How freaky it could get. And whatever you're going with.
Close your eyes.
That's how freaky it is.
Is it so scary?
Let me debunk it now.
Are you freaking out?
It never happened.
Oh. Okay, here we go. For real.
Okay. So one day I wasn't home and he called me saying he has a ghost story that he needs to tell me about what happened to him today at work.
Oh, I love those. I can't wait for that to happen to me someday.
Someday you'll get that call. He just transferred to a different location a couple months ago, and it's an old building in an old I almost want to say backslash. Erin teases me about saying backsplash. Backsplash.
That's why nobody says it.
Backslash. That's right. Okay, sorry.
Actually, I'm fully grateful for Conan O'Brien because
many reasons, but okay.
Because every time he says slash, he shows a picture of Slash, the musician.
Oh, that's great. So it flashes in your head?
Yeah.
Slash,
so every time I'm like, what did I say? Oh, Slash.
Nice.
And he's never once said backslash.
Whatever. If he did, he'd show you the back of Slash's back. I could make Conan funnier. Okay. He just transferred to a different location a couple months ago, and it's an old building in an old historic area of the city. He's the warehouse manager, so naturally spends a lot of time in the basement warehouse.
Sounds like a perfect spot for a scary story.
Does. He's told me before that since working there, he's always seeing things out of the corner of his eye and hearing someone in the store, even when he's the only one there, either opening or closing. He and his coworker have both seen an old man in the warehouse, like going to duck behind the shelves.
Ooh.
Almost as if he's hiding from them.
No.
Yeah, that's not like that means that like he has intent.
Yes.
Like I'm watching you, but you can't see me.
Ooh, I don't like the way you just acted it out. Give me the heebie-jeebies.
I'm good at acting. Do ghosts have intent like that?
I don't know.
I'm asking you. You believe in them.
I mean, I believe in them, but I haven't had long discussions with any.
Well, when you do, ask them.
I will.
And then when he turns to check it out, there's no one there at all.
Ugh.
Something similar happened again to my partner today. Only the figure he kept seeing from the corner of his eye was a lot smaller.
Oh my gosh, why? What
Ducking
happened?
Down? I don't know. Let's
read. It's getting physically smaller, or it's like now a child / demon?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He was the only person down there at the time and just constantly kept seeing this small figure almost like running between the aisles of the shelves or ducking and hiding. It was more consistent than when they'd get a quick glimpse of the hiding old man, which he thought it was really strange, so he decided to try and follow it.
Oh, no, you brave partner. Don't do
this partner
that.
Is after my own heart. He pursued the figure, trying to get a good look at it, and when he finally caught up to it, oh my gosh, he finally caught up to it. They never finally catch up to it. I cannot wait. I don't know either. This is a cold read, but this never happens. It's always like, and then they just decided to walk away and or close the door and or go back to sleep.
Go back to sleep.
Okay, here we are. Let's hope we don't get let down. Ready? And he finally caught up to it, and he found it to be a little girl, looking maybe about 5 or 6, with long blonde hair.
Oh my gosh!
In a ponytail, close enough to see these details. Wearing either a white dress or a really long T-shirt. Crawling.
Oh no!
That's in all capital letters.
No, that's when you move. That's when you quit your job.
Crawling on the floor into his office.
Well, that's her office now, and you never go in again.
You meant Vanessa's. I'm like, no. Nope. I'm like, come on, Aaron, pay attention to the story. Okay. He said he turned around and immediately noped the fuck out of there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. At that point, you've done enough following.
Yeah, but see, now here's where I'm like, but was it a real little girl?
Right, because it was. Okay, but going upstairs for the rest of his shift, I mean, let's be real. What's scarier than a little kid, regardless of if it's a ghost or not? Yes, a little kid where they shouldn't be.
Yes, terrifying.
Is terrifying. Like, why are you here? You're out of context. Like, there should always be an adult with you, or you're on a playground and you're running around. That makes sense. But the minute you are somewhere where you're not supposed to be, no, is freaky as shit. No,
yeah,
I'm with
There's too many, like black-eyed kids, demons presenting themselves as little kids so that you want to help them. Nope, absolutely not. Okay. Absolutely not.
I'm just saying, kids are scary as shit.
Yeah,
even if they're not demons, it's just the real little ones. They need to have an adult with them at all times so that adult can be responsible for them, and I don't have to be.
I'm just saying the thought of hearing a child in distress. Would automatically put me on guard, because part of me would be like, oh, I must help that baby.
Right. Like I have to. Like there's such an obligation that is attached to that.
Right.
You feel responsible suddenly, and that's horrifying.
Yes, exactly.
But really, if you go to the paranormal, it's like, I want to be responsible. Like I feel the need to be, but I'm also terrified to be the one that has to deal with this.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Oh, this is awful. Hold on. Let me take a drink so I can read it. Oh man, this is crazy. But anyways, but anyways, I kept asking if he was sure it wasn't an actual child who got lost or something. And his response was just, I hope not, or else some poor kid is locked in there for the night.
Oh my gosh.
I love her partner. Screw Ron Perlman. This is the guy for you. I don't think Ron Perlman is good anymore. Good enough. I love this partner. Oh my gosh, I love that. That would make me laugh so hard. I would almost be like, we got to go back and check, honey. Oh, and then in parentheses, don't worry, no one found a little girl stuck down there. Oh, they did check.
Wow.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, it's making your job harder.
Is it? Okay. I wrote the story down as soon as we hung up, but it's been a few days now, and he hasn't had anything new to report. I did do some research, and all I really found was that the area dates back as far as 1850s, with the building itself most likely being built between 1910 to 1924. The whole area mainly consisted of hotels, restaurants, and music venues until well into the 70s. So in layman terms, shit's super old. People definitely died there, and it's definitely at least a little bit haunted by a probably evil little girl.
Because, everywhere you go,
someone has died, Aaron. That is what Vanessa just said. Vanessa just said that. That's all I have for now, but I'll keep you posted. Oh, that's all I have for now, but I'll keep y'all posted if there are any more updates. Hope everyone has a great day/night.
Oh, /night or just
/night, you bitch. With a little smiling face. Wow, that's a great story.
That is really good. Okay.
I mean, could have still been a small child.
How'd they get out of the office if they were
locked in? How'd they get in? Same way they got in. We don't know how they got in.
I feel like it's a lot easier to enter a big warehouse than escape a tiny locked office.
She did not say that he locked the office door. He just watched her go into the office and he noped the fuck out of there. It didn't say he went then and shut the door and locked the door. He was like, whoop, I trapped it. You're in there. It was just like he pivoted. He pivoted out of there and was gone. Like, I'm done. I'm out of here. He probably locked the main door. So he's like, whatever it was is going to be locked in there, which then leaves lots of windows, lots of crawl spaces, lots of openings for a very mischievous child to find an opening, crawl in, be like, oh my gosh, I did it. Yeah. Now, how this went from an old man to maybe it's just a curious family altogether. They're all mischievous.
Or they're all squatters.
They're all squatters.
No, they're not. It's a ghost.
What if they're all squatters, Aaron? What if the entire family is squatting in that warehouse?
Ugh.
That is creepy in itself.
That is creepy, but that is really creepy. But still, no. Why is she just wearing a white T-shirt? I hope it was a dress.
I'd imagine if you're a squatter.
Why is her hair in a ponytail? I feel like ghosts aren't supposed to have ponytails. I feel like there's a lot going on.
Well, hold on. Let's go back and investigate why you feel like ghosts can't have ponytails.
I feel like ponytails are so modern.
Okay.
And ghosts are not.
So modern people don't die, or modern people's spirits don't live on in your world of ghosting.
No, I don't know. It just seems weird.
So would you find it weird to see a ghost with a mohawk? Or do only people who have plain cut down the middle, long, stringy hair, only their souls survive?
Yeah, I feel like if it was in a tight bun, maybe they would too.
I feel like you're very judgmental towards people wose souls get to stick around.
No, I feel like the ponytail is what's making me lean towards not paranormal. That's the dumbest reason for me to not want to believe that it's paranormal.
Rub my hands together right now because I'm excited. Okay.
But it makes no sense because you're right. Who cares what their hair is like as a ghost? That means nothing. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, that ponytail just seems so current.
What I want to know is he got close enough to this little girl that he can describe what she was wearing, what her hair looked like.
Right.
So was she translucent?
Yes.
Was she solid looking?
Right. Because I feel like if I saw a solid looking kid in front of me, I don't think I would.
I'd do more investigation.
I'd be like, oh, come here. Let me help you.
Yeah. And no offense, partner, but you are a man. So maybe they're men are typically I'm not taking care of that kid. Good luck.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
That is a great question. And I want to follow up to that.
Yeah.
Because even if, again, I've never directly seen what I know for sure is a ghost. Mm-hmm. I had that weird dream, but that was a dream. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I saw something and then maybe when I got up there and I don't know, tried to like put my hand on their shoulder, it would go through. I
Could
don't
you
know.
imagine? If you saw a ghost, would you try to touch it?
If I thought it was not a ghost, if I thought it was a solid looking child with a ponytail and a white t-shirt,
Brave.
I'd be like, come here, honey. Let me help you find your person.
Golly, I'm going to go with like real people somehow in there.
Yeah.
And maybe not even related. Maybe just like you could have. I mean, I don't know. So she also didn't say what kind of warehouse it is.
Yeah.
Like, is this a food warehouse? Is this something
that's a good point.
that people need to get into to try to get something out of?
Right.
So do you have something, a breaching your security where people are coming in? And did you like how I just breaching your security?
I did. I was impressed. I really thought, ooh, look at you.
Look, I just threw it out there and I was in my head like, wow, listen to you.
Yeah, I said precocious earlier.
I know. What is happening?
I don't know.
It's great. Okay. So anyway, but somewhere there's something that is either attracting people to come in.
Yeah.
To gather things like food.
Right.
And they need it.
Like if you're making broom handles.
Yeah.
Then it's a ghost.
That? Right.
If you're making bread.
We need bread. Right.
Everybody needs bread.
Mm-hmm. Or if you're making money.
Unless they're gluten intolerant.
Oh, gosh, that throws a wrench in the whole thing.
Oh, boy.
But the old man and the little girl are not. And so they're there for the bread.
Yeah. Okay. I need to know what kind of warehouse it is and how transparent was the child you got that close to seeing.
Yeah. Those are good questions.
That's what I want to know.
Ask your partner, send it back.
Actually, speaking of which, we got an addendum to Emily's story. I want you to read that.
Okay. Yeah, I will.
Okay.
So I'd like to start off by saying I love the word addendum.
It's really fun to say.
It is fun to say. It's fun to look at. Addendum. Okay.
But anyway, you feel smart.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I used the word addendum today. So the addendum to the story that Emily sent in last week or a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did we had some Emily
Emily's
nights.
on a literal roll with this podcast.
Yes, Emily is. And here we go again.
Okay.
Because we're reading an addendum. And then I think she might go on into a story here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so here we go. This is, hey, it's Emily again. So I am officially a new listener to your podcast, and I love it.
Yes.
I'm on episode 3. I mean, yeah, we're cool. We know.
Yeah, no big deal.
You love it? That's great. Yeah.
Oh, you're listening? Cool.
Okay, that's great.
No big deal. Just kidding. We're so pumped.
I'm on episode 3, and she said, I'm slow. Sorry. Don't be sorry. You're on episode 3. We appreciate it.
Yes.
But definitely skip to episode 70, where you read my first 2 stories. I feel very satisfied that I could stump Meghann.
That's right. 2 UFOs.
I didn't realize how short my first story would be, and I realized I definitely could have added more context to it. That first summer, a lot of weird but innocent things happened.
No, wait. This is the story with the bathing suit? Okay. Okay.
Yeah. If you haven't listened, if this is your first time listening, that's episode a great
70.
one. Yeah. Thanks for putting that in there, Emily. Episode 70. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. That first summer, a lot of weird but innocent things happened. It was mostly things getting moved to weird places, but the one that took the cake was the bathing suit story that I told. The other ones I knew could be easily explained away by Meghann, and I didn't want to give her the satisfaction of thinking she could explain it. Evil laughter. I love it. But I did think of one more I'd like her to try and explain. First, let me explain the house setup. It was a tri-level house. My room was on the top floor. The main floor had the kitchen and my mom's office, and the basement had the living room and the laundry room. It was one night I was laying in bed trying to go to sleep. It was only 10:30, so I was very much still awake, so don't even try that explanation, Meghann. Boy, Emily is getting comfortable with me.
Well, I gotta say, you got real comfortable with Emily.
That's true, I did. In that last episode, I did. So, okay, that's fine. Next to my bed, there was a vent that led to the laundry room below me. Through the vent, I could hear what sounded like a mother's voice calling her child.
Ooh, that's so specific.
Yeah, and that's reversed. Normally, it's like the kid, like mom, or like a baby crying or something. The mom calling for her child.
But not her mom calling for her. That's weird. Okay, okay, keep going.
I couldn't understand the words she was saying because they were muffled through the vent. But by the tone of the voice, that's what it sounded like. It's not abnormal to hear the TV from the living room through the vent if it's loud enough, but this was an isolated event, meaning it happened all of a sudden, and then that was it. I just thought it was so strange and couldn't go to sleep because I kept thinking about it. Finally, I went downstairs to the main floor. All the lights were off except in my mom's office, which is where she was reading. I asked her, "Were you just downstairs watching TV?" She said, "No. Why?" I ignored her question and ran downstairs quickly to see that all the lights were off, including the TV. I came running back up and said, "Were you watching TV in here?" Looking confused, she said, "No." I said, "Were you talking on the phone?" She said, "No, I've just been sitting here reading." This only happened the one time, but I still remember it so clearly. I always thought people in horror movies were so dumb for investigating strange occurrences, but it's exactly what I did. You just want to find some explanation for the thing you saw or heard, but I couldn't find one that night.
Oh. So the addendum is just more stories about that creepy place.
Yes, like it wasn't just the bathing suit. But I'm like, why do you got to give me an addendum? I said there was a UFO, Emily. I was
not the bathing suit. Okay.
The bathing suit one I did.
The bathing suit you didn't think was a UFO?
Yeah, I did. Her first two I said were UFOs. The pendulum.
UFOs, your UFO. I was thinking alien UFO. Like I forgot our podcast.
I'm sorry. My skeptical sister
your
unexplainable term. It's just
unidentified, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Forgot.
Probably should have come up with my own term, but yeah. Basically, it's just unexplained.
Right.
Like the way a UFO is just nobody knows what it is.
Yeah.
They know it's something. It could be something other than an alien, but they don't know. So they just call it unidentified.
Right. I just forgot what we were doing.
Right. Sorry. So the name of this is My Skeptical Sister.
Oh, right. We're
this
recording
is a podcast. Yep. We go back.
People are here with us.
There you go.
Right.
Okay. So now that we've jogged your memory, it is, I think, possible. And I don't want to make Emily mad. She seems a little feisty. But
I love it, Emily.
What if Mom was reading a book? Okay. And she's reading a book, but you know how like, well, I don't know. I don't read, but I'd imagine.
I wish listeners could see my face. Because I'm like, what do we do?
This is probably going to go, oh yeah, she's already got me in this one. But I feel like sometimes
we get so into our books, we just shout out.
Yeah. Don't you talk out loud sometimes when you read a book?
Not often, no.
But it has happened. Sometimes like you've had such a reaction to something.
Sometimes I'll gasp. I never talk as if I'm speaking to my children.
But maybe the tone sounded scolding in some way. Like that's why she thinks it sounded, and she said it was like brief. It was like real quick. So to me, it sounds like maybe Mom was so like into her book and into her mind that she gets to a part where she doesn't agree with what's happening.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden she says it out like, well, that would never happen. Or like something out loud, like in that moment of like a scolding something. And then that's what she hears, but it's muffled. So she can't really hear what it is, but she hears the tone of it sounding very scolding and abrupt.
I feel like I could hear Mom's tone muffled and almost like voice change and still know it's Mom because I know Mom so well.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
That's weird.
Just it is strange, but I am saying there was somebody else in the house.
Let me tell you, the times I have spoken up in a book have never, the rare times I've been so aghast in a book that I need to remark something out loud. If somebody came down, I'd be like, yes, I did listen to what I just read. It's not like I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I said that.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe it wasn't a conscious moment. Maybe it was something that she didn't even realize she did. Maybe you've had more of those moments, but you didn't even realize you've done them.
I can't imagine because every time I do it, I'm like, oh my gosh, like my voice will startle me. Like it'll be so quiet. Yeah. I read a line and then I'm like, oh gosh.
But also think about her questioning to the mom. It wasn't, did you say something? It was, were you watching TV? No, I'm reading a book. Were you on the phone? No, I'm reading a book.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it wasn't like, did you say something? Like, so the line of questioning might not have been enough for Mom to go, oh yeah, I did say something out loud. You know, maybe she didn't think to go there.
Maybe.
But
I'm going to let you go with it, but I don't agree.
Well, listen, Emily asked me to try to explain it. Whether she likes my explanation or not is neither here nor there. I'll give her an addendum to that explanation if I think of a different one.
All right, fine. Okay, well, now this is a little fun thing because it's time for fan favorite.
Okay.
But my fan favorite gave me a story.
Oh my gosh, this night is full of stories.
I know. It's a fourth story.
Wow, it's almost like that's what this podcast is supposed to be about.
It's almost like people heard how drunk we got last week, and they're like, Lord. We'll help you out.
That was an awful episode.
I know, we're so sorry.
Oh my, we're just going to say it. I'm like, don't. We should redo that episode, but whatever. It was good enough in parts, but
right. If you're still here,
a little sloppy.
Thank you so much.
Yes. I'm trying to limit myself until after the podcast with this glass of wine.
We argued a lot. We got real obnoxious with each other.
We do that from time to time. Typically not on air, but
Yeah, but sometimes that's what happens with the Sisterly podcast.
You're going to have it.
Thanks for still being here. Okay, so my fan favorite this week is Sarah.
Okay.
And Sarah wrote in the story the beautiful story about how her grandma who had passed on was comforting her.
Oh, such a beautiful story. Such a vulnerable story to put out there.
No, and to trust us with that.
Yes.
It was a beautiful story. When I think about it, I get teary-eyed.
Yeah.
So not only did Sarah write in, I've been noticing Sarah really interacting on our page.
Nice.
And, I love it. It's great. I love that she is here for it. And clearly, when she wrote that story in, it was me like, I'll call, please, somebody give us a story. And she went back and she's been listening.
Yeah. So. Thank you for helping us with that. And thank you for, again, trusting us with that. That was a big one.
Yes. So she wrote, oh, that's so exciting. I actually have another ghost story for you if you need one. It's not scary, but it is baffling.
Oh, okay.
After college, a friend and I decided we were both super cool and needed to be roommates.
I thought she was going to say, and decided to listen to Christian rap.
Oh, we didn't just listen. We performed.
I bet you did.
It was so much fun. We ended up living together until we both met our future husbands. Roommate situations rarely work out this well, but when you both like pizza and Harry Potter, it's a recipe for success.
Oh.
Except our first apartment was haunted. It started out with little stuff, like our cats tracking things we couldn't see, or at the time I lost my grandma's pearl earrings, and then months later, it just magically appeared in the middle of our bathroom floor. Then it ramped up with lamps turning themselves on during the night. Hello, your story.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound familiar?
Yep.
And one time a candle, this one is the craziest part. Like she said, it's not scary. I'm like, that's scary.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And one time a candle lit itself.
What?
Okay. You and your electronics. Bullshit. Listen to this.
I'm going to need to know who saw it. When did this happen? What time of day? What was going on?
And before anyone tries to debunk that / Meghann.
I hear you.
I'm looking at you.
Everybody with their slashes tonight. So aggressive slashing.
It was actually a dash even.
Slashes and dashes all with me? Okay, go ahead.
And then she has a little laughing emoji.
Oh, well, thank you for softening the blow.
She also spelled your name wrong, so if that makes you feel better.
This woman. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, this was a small tea light that was up too high for either of us to reach without a ladder or standing on a chair.
Totally debunkable.
How in the world are you going to debunk that?
It was one of those little electronic little tea lights.
No, it was...
Totally.
It was not.
They just couldn't see it. It's up so high.
Yeah, they just let it burn out.
Yeah. Would you touch something that...
I would get up on a candle and blow it out.
I feel like they didn't blow it out and it's up there and it lights and they're like, holy shit. And they don't investigate further.
No.
And then the battery goes out. It was like a faulty battery.
Whatever. Absolutely not. But the creepiest thing was the sound of music.
What?
Not the actual sound, but a copy of the movie.
Oh, okay.
A VHS copy because we are old. Anyway, moving on. The day we moved into the apartment, I saw my roomie's copy of The Sound of Music laying on the table. I remember thinking, sweet, I love that movie.
Aww.
Which this is just proof. Like, she likes pizza. She likes Sound of Music.
Oh, I mean, I feel like she's your doppelganger.
She likes Harry Potter.
Yep.
Like, why are Sarah and I not best friends? I think we are now. I think guess what?
I think you just I mean, if we know anything about ourselves, we don't like boundaries.
Nope.
No, we like them. We just often cross them.
Yeah.
So I feel like you can call her your BFF now.
Right. But also, if we cross them, you just say, hey, I don't want that from you.
We respect them. Once somebody says, hey, that's a boundary, like, oh, my bad. Totally 100%.
I thought we were both vibing here, but turns out.
Okay, let's back away. Let's back off. And I'm okay with that. Feelings aren't hurt. I won't take it personally most of the time.
Right. It might be a little hurt, but that's okay. I'll respect it.
Either way, it's not about me. It's your boundary that you set.
That's right.
There you go.
Okay, sweet. I love that movie and moved on with my unpacking. I also clearly remember seeing it on the bookshelf where we kept all our movies several times.
Mm-hmm.
Each time in the same place because Rumi was super organized, unlike me. So we'd been living there for several months, and one Sunday we were lying around lazy, as you can only do in your early 20s.
Oh, dream.
And child-free, and decided to watch a movie. We picked The Sound of Music. That's when I told her, I'm so glad you own it. I love this movie. She looked confused and said, I don't own it. I thought you did. She then walked over to the bookshelf, and it was gone. Just vanished. There was not even an empty place where it had been. We both remember seeing it numerous times, and we both saw it in the same place, but it just vanished. We moved out a year later and never found it. It literally just vanished into thin air. Poof. Who's trying to steal Sound of Music? I'm telling you. So not the scariest story, but I can't explain it. So Meghann, if you can figure out what happened, please let me know because we can't. P.S. We also got locked inside the apartment once, but that could either be a ghost or a faulty doorknob. Who knows? And then she wrote back, I forgot to mention, I don't have my own business to promote, but if you live in the Chicago area, adopt a dog or cat, in parentheses, from Hoof, Woof, and Meow Rescue.
Oh, sorry. I'll just say that. Okay. Reminded me of my favorite, like if I had a derby horse, I would name it Hoof-Hearted. Hoof-Hearted. But then listen to the announcer saying it. Hoof-Hearted coming around. Hoof-Hearted. Totally sounds like Hoof-Hearted. I'm sorry. That's not really my joke. My friend Tom from Applebee's, about circa 1999, came up with that joke. So if you're listening, Tom, don't know your last name. That's all yours. But it makes me laugh every time I hear hoof. So say it again. I'm sorry.
From Hoof, Woof, and Meow Rescue. They're the best. And we'll put that website in our description.
Perfect. Oh, I love that. And yeah, I'm like, I love how she's like, oh, I'm the fan favorite. Hold on, let me got another story.
Wait, I got a story. I won't even promote anything.
Which is just less work for us. So thank you. Oh. But then you forgot to promote yourself. But I'm glad that you came in the last stretch like a hoof-farted.
I'm glad that you came back for that.
Sorry. I said I was going to get sloppy, but I'm not going to lie. I'm a little drunk. Oh, man. To debunk the Sound of Music. Okay, what really tripped me up was when she said they both remember seeing it multiple times. So I wonder if it's like maybe it was sitting on the coffee table that first time that they got there. So pause as to why it's there for just a second.
Right.
But it's there. And they both see it. So it's kind of like they both remember seeing it, maybe not at the exact same time. So that's the multiple times. Like, did they see it in different locations, different places, or was it just like their memory is on that coffee table?
Yeah, but then it was on the bookshelf. They saw it on the coffee table, and then they both knew it was going to be on the bookshelf.
They both expected it to be on the bookshelf.
Correct.
They didn't know that it was like, did they actually see it?
Yes.
But they're like, okay, like, did they go through looking for the Sound of Music one night and then they're like, oh, there it is. It's right there. Or was it just like a visual thing that they pictured?
It was like a visual thing that they pictured.
Right. But they pictured it. They didn't actually see it.
Right. Because they had passed it several times on the bookshelf.
They imagined it being there because that's where movies go.
Okay.
So whether they like actually saw it or they just assumed it was there and they can imagine it being there in their mind's eye. Or did they actually like one night finger through all of the movies and look through and there's Aaron, grow up. And then they actually see The Sound of Music. You're horrible. And they're like, oh, that's The Sound of Music. I really like that movie. There it is. I see it. Or they know that that's where the movies go. Okay. So there's that.
According to her story, they both had seen it on the bookshelf several times, but okay.
Right. But again, it's like, I know it should be there. It's not what I'm looking for, but I know it's there somewhere. So I'm imagining it in my mind's eye, it being somewhere in there.
Okay.
Okay. And then on the coffee table, let's say somebody was moving them in, helping move them in.
And they were like, I don't go anywhere without my my copy of Sound of Music.
No, but like, let's say you and I were moving each other in. And you had my copy of Sound of Music. How dare you? So then I'm like, that bitch tried to steal my copy of Sound of Music. So it's out on the table. And I'm like, oh no, I don't think you will.
Yeah, but then
I'm not going to announce it to you. I'm just going to. Because I'm your sister. I'm not your friend. Like, friends would roll like, hey, isn't that mine?
Right.
But with a sister, I'm like, bitch stole my Sound of Music. 100%. I'm taking that back. I don't need to say anything. That's mine.
But don't you think that roommate would then say, I wish I owned it. My sister noticed that I had it and stole it back. Or, oh yeah, I've got my sister's copy.
No, because they both assumed it was the other ones. Because
neither of them ever owned it.
They personally did not own it.
It was a ghost copy of Sound of Music.
No, it wasn't. It was an actual copy that somebody helping them move in, or I don't know, they got somebody in the house with sticky fingers. I don't know.
Then they would say, I used to own it, but I haven't seen it in a while.
Not if it was somebody else's. Like, they're unpacking. It shouldn't be in there. They don't know that they even have it in their stuff because it belongs to said person.
Big crime, VHS stealer.
No, just I'm packing
it away so they wouldn't get caught.
I'm packing up shit. I'm just like throwing stuff in a box. I don't even notice. Maybe that copy, maybe I watched it once. I forgot to return it. It's a lost memory. I thought I returned it. I guess I never did. But somehow it made its way into my stuff. I don't remember ever owning it. No. But here it is.
No, I feel like we listened to different stories. Because then
it was sitting on the coffee table. She remembers seeing it sitting on the coffee table.
Right. So you just think the person completely 100% forgot that at any point they owned this movie.
Not owned, borrowed.
Yeah, but then they saw it. They both saw it equally. Like when Sarah's seeing it, she's like,
let me paint this picture a little bit better for you.
Okay, because I'm not where
Sarah borrows Sound of Music 10 years prior to this story.
Okay.
Forgets to ever give it back. In her mind, thinks that she does. Okay? So it's like one of those like, oh yeah, I think I did that. Like I did that to you this week. Thought I returned something and then I didn't. Or you know, like that stuff happens like, oh shoot, I forgot to do that. Thought I did, thought it out, didn't happen. Anyway, fast forward to when she's like packing up all of her stuff. She's not paying attention. She's just grabbing all the VHSs, putting them in the box. She gets there. They're starting to put stuff away. There is the copy of Sound of Music.
Okay.
She sees it and she's like, oh, I love that movie. I'm so glad she has it. Meanwhile, roommate looks at it and is like, oh, I love that movie. I'm so glad she has it. Then said sister, who's like, that bitch stole my copy of Sound of Music 10 years ago. I don't think so. Takes it, removes it without her saying anything. Meanwhile, they both notably liked the movie Sound of Music. And they're like, God, I love that movie. I can't wait to watch it. Cuddle up to watch it. And that sister done stole it.
It's not like you've been drinking wine at all. I'm really glad you debunked it better.
Painted
it made it better.
Okay, I feel like I was saying that the whole time.
No, I wasn't with you, but I get it now. Okay, fine. No, but okay.
Okay.
All right, let's wrap this up. I also fully
Okay.
I also picked 2 fan favorites, so I have to save the other one. I fully forgot. I was so efficient.
Who's drunk now?
I know. No, yeah, for sure. I was so efficient that I asked 2 people, and I'm gonna get a hard time from this person when I have to remind them. Like,
man, I keep thinking of who it is.
There's no way you know who it is. But anyways, if you're listening, then don't worry, I got you in 2 weeks.
Okay,
it'll be my turn. So, anyways, if you all would like to follow us and help support us, you can find all of our information at myskepticalsister.com. You can also find us on Facebook. We're really active on there. You can rate, review, subscribe on Apple or Spotify. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcast. And please tell your friends about us. We have now committed to releasing our advice episode on the 1st of every month.
Yes.
And we're going to do an extra blooper reel just for Patreons on the 15th of every month. And after I watch this, Devil Went Down to Georgia, we'll see if we're going to release that. So thank you guys, and we'll talk to you next week.
Doing jing.
La 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 la.
Okay.
All right, well, that was a tangent. I'm glad we didn't record.
Girl, tell me about it.
Oh, man. Well, what I want to know is...
What that noise is in my house?
Is which child is still awake.
Good night, ladies. Oh, Lord. I'm going to pee while they do this.
You're bougie kids. I need the lavender. Just play them some light rap Christian music and lull them to bed. Today, something similar. Today, something similar happened. That word is weird. Similar.
That's not one of the words that usually trips me up.
Similar.
Yeah.
Say it and just think, what does it mean? Similar.
It is weird. It makes me think of baby formula.
Like
Similac.
How did that word come to have that meaning? Similar. Same.
Kind of sounds like same.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we speak Latin and can get to the root of things. Okay. Oh, that image still freaked me out. I reread that line. I was like, oh gosh, that is horrible. I was like ducking mine. Okay.
Like our cat's tracking things. Wait.
They're saying our cat's chirping. I'm like, well, that is weird. Cat's supposed to meow, not chirp. You know, little, what are they called? Like, when they get into stuff, like
a rascal.
A rascal would be a good word, but that's what I was thinking. Like, what is it? Like the adjective that describes them.
Sneaky fox.
No, but this is a fun game. No, like the actual word that's like if you're very curious, if you're like
scrappy.
No, Erin. Come on.
Inquisitive.
You're getting closer.
Okay.
A very
precocious.
No, I got it. Thank you for getting me there though. Okay. Precocious. Okay. / skeptical.
Just say slash. Just say slash.
Shit. Okay. Why? It's a /
Nobody needs to say that.
Nobody says that?
Nobody says it.
I feel like people say / Okay, fine.